Seven-figure speakers, they do not think like everyone else. Their success is not accidental for some reason. It's driven by mental models most speakers never adopt in their entire career. And so as we talk about this today, I want you to think about what is the thing that may be keeping you held back. Now, yeah, strategy matters. It's obviously incredibly important, but identity determines how well strategy is executed, right? It's what you think and how you function. What I say is it's who you are when you're not thinking about who you are. That's the key, right? How are you? Because it's not what you know, but who you are with what you know. Now, high-level speakers, they operate from clear mental frameworks that guide decisions, that gives them discipline and growth over time. Their mental paradigm is completely different also. They don't worry about getting rejected 100 times to get the one speech. Now, in this video, I'm going to break down the 5 mental models that consistently show up among seven-figure plus speakers in their businesses every single day and in their life. Now, the first thing is model 1, identity before strategy. So you don't rise to your tactics, you fall to your identity. Who are you when the camera's turned off? Who are you in the hard situations? Who are you when things go right and when things go wrong, right? See, seven-figure speakers, they become the version of themselves that can handle scale. Identity alignment, it removes self-sabotage because who you are shows up in every little thing you do. If you think about it, there are people who have spent all the time and the money and the resources on getting coaches and reading books and going to seminars and investing in programs, all these things. And people are telling them every day what to do. I have clients, I tell them what to do every day, but they don't do it. And then come and have the audacity to go, well, why am I not successful? Did you do this and this and this like outline? Well, no, I got to there's an excuse. Let's hear the excuse. And I let them go and I go, great. So do you want the excuse or the outcome? Because you can't have both. And seven-figure speakers realize that the excuse has no place in desiring the outcome. If the excuse exists in a way that removes your ability to move forward, the excuse is your issue. You have to find a way to get rid of it. That's the big thing most people don't grasp. And you can easily convince yourself it's a good excuse and a great reason. But what I'm telling you is whether or not it is a good reason, it's still an excuse that has stopped you from getting the outcome. And people that have an identity that goes, I don't care what gets in my way, I will keep moving. When you identify with that, you'll take the actions. You will not go to sleep until you get that thing done because it falls outside your personal alignment with how you see yourself, your core identity. And so the great speakers of the world and great successful people realize it's about identity alignment because those folks, if you give them half the information or less, they'll still be successful. While some folks give them all the information, they'll still get stuck at square one. It's not the info, it's the identity. Now, model 2 in their mind. Hey, I hope you're enjoying this video right now. Now, I want to let you know that I developed a speaker quiz that reveals what your speaker type is, the strength of your type, and more importantly, how to capitalize on that type to build an impactful and income-producing speaking business. To get this quiz and take it and get the information you need, simply hit the link you see below in the description, or you can wait till the end of the video to head over and check it out. All right, that's it. Let's get back to it. They build once and they leverage forever. They're not going for fast money. The idea is this language that says fast money will be your last money, right? People that are successful, their model is built around the mentality of not wanting to reinvent the wheel. They don't want to have to go back to square one every single time. Frameworks, talks, and content are reused and refined and repurposed. I don't go out there every time and make a brand new keynote. I build it once and I make sure it's dialed in properly, and I leverage that piece by making small tweaks to fit a new audience every single time. So it is customized, but it's not brand new. On top of that, the business itself, it's all built around making sure that the system that got me that gig repeats itself over and over again to produce the same outcome of more gigs over and over and over. So I'm not going out there going, let me build this thing and try it out and try something new next time. It's going, no, I'm building this with the intention of utilizing it over and over again. You're not going to buy a car every single day. You want to buy one car that does the job and makes that thing keeps running. That's how your business has to run. Your talk has to run. See, leverage beats hustle every single time. I know people that can out hustle me, which is not many people, but I know some that do, but they aren't successful. You wonder why. Well, they hustle, they get up in the morning, do the stuff, work themselves to the bone, but they still are scrounging to get by with dollar bills. Why? Because they're hustling, but they're ending up having to do something new every time. So they're wasting energy. Whereas I can come in and I work hard, but if I worked at their level, which would probably take me from my family, ways I don't want to, I used to work like that. But at one point in time, I learned that the result I was seeking wasn't going to be based on me hustling all day, but keeping a machine running, which took half the energy, if not less, to produce 10 times more than I was doing. I hustled one time, I built one time, and I leveraged that over and over again and refined the system to where now it runs smooth. Like my speaking business, when I started, man, I was in the trenches. I was finding names on different sites and I was calling them and tracking and every single step, all this, then I had to follow up and just so many different pieces. I was in every single stage of it. And then I had to make the keynote, show up to things, organize, had the pre-event call, all this stuff. Whereas now, I get told by my team when I have a new booking. They tell me, they know my calendar. They go, hey, new booking in this date, this country, sometimes country, this new state, this city, wherever it is. You got to book it by this time, pre-event calls this date. I get told, and then I show up, I kill it, I go home, the machine keeps running. I leverage that speech for more coaching, consulting, for more speeches beyond that. Like we recently had one company, I did one speech. We have 4 more speeches from that one. It's not accidental though. It was strategized and executed, and it took very little effort because the previous effort to set it up was all we need to do. One big push, leverage it long term. Now, the third mental model is the stage is the front door, not the business. See, keynotes, they start relationships. And yes, you get paid to do that, but the relationship doesn't end there. Ecosystems, a business ecosystem is what you want people to enter into. Consulting, licensing, coaching programs, books, these things drive the scale of your business. A 7-figure speaking business is one of two things. Either you run stages, third of the year, like 100 plus stages to get a high fee to make $1 million, or you get on, like I do, 24 stages, and I leverage that to get multiple 7 figures beyond the stage because of consulting, licensing, coaching programs, workshops, different things that leverage the frameworks, the process, the business to be able to make sure I'm making more impact, which creates more income. That's the big goal. It's not just the speaking. See, speaking is the entry point. It is not the ceiling. And the mental model of thinking I'm just a speaker, it's all I do, will keep you clamoring for a stage for years. And at some point in time, you'll be fighting the up-and-comers, trying to stay relevant while you could have been so far ahead of the game and set yourself up financially to where you could pull yourself back and use the non-speaking part of your business to still create revenue. But most never set that up. So you struggle. So you got to think of it. It's just the entry point, not the entire kit and caboodle. Model number 4, consistency beats intensity. I'm going to say this again so you do not miss this. Consistency beats intensity. People at a high level don't rely upon motivation. I am not highly motivated as a person. I can be motivated at times. My day-to-day, I probably say 5% of my day is motivation. Right now, just I'm filming this video, 6:09 p.m. We're leaving this house in 21 minutes to drive an hour and a half away for my son's wrestling meet tomorrow morning. I am not motivated to do this right now, but I am consistent in the sense of I had to get this done today. It's getting done today. The life of mine moves and molds around. I could have made an excuse to do it later or tomorrow. I don't. Consistency. Get it done. Move on. When you don't do that, everything gets pushed away, which means your goals get pushed away. See, systems should replace willpower. If it says to do it, show up and do it. You might need willpower for 20 minutes, right? But get it done. Move on with your day. The idea is small daily actions compound over time into massive advantage. It is not about intensity going big. It's about going small in the biggest way possible. What small thing can you do without ever stopping? That's the key. When you find people who just don't stop, those are successful people, not the ones who push real hard one day, 1 week, 1 month, and hope it trails on for long term. It doesn't work that way. Start in a sense of going, hey, I'm going to be consistent at this thing. I'm going to give low intensity for the long term. That creates big outcomes. The final mental model, it's a big one, is dark work creates results in the light. Repeat it because it's my core principle. Dark work creates results in the light. See, unseen discipline, it fuels visible success. The things you see anybody doing that you're enamored by, you're inspired by, you admire, it's because they did something when you weren't watching, and they did a lot of something when you weren't watching. They did so many hours and months and likely years of building and toiling and building and doing things, rejection, failure, struggle, being broke, making money, being broke again. They went through the trenches, right? When they did that, you now see the outcome of that. The problem is you want that outcome in the light without having to walk through the dark. Doesn't work that way. You want to be a great speaker, you're going to have to do things that no one's seen you do without applause. without appreciation, without even recognition sometimes. People that are high levels, they outwork distractions, they outwork comfort, and the excuses are shut away. Like there are no excuses. Like they quietly build and do things without letting an excuse slow them down. They outwork all these things. They outwork excuses, comfort, and they outwork the excuses by knowing that because I want this thing, anything that gets in the way has no place. And so they will do these things without people paying attention. I do so many things that nobody sees, and I don't need someone to know I did it. I just have to know I did it, because when I do it, when I do have the lights on me, you see the outcome. You see the result. You see the power of that. It is not an accident. Dark work builds confidence that no audience can shake. You have to work at a level that is so far and so long past the point of comfort that it would be illogical for you to fail. I learned this from Alex Hormozy, the language I love. He says, you must work to a point that is so much and so hard and so far that it would be illogical for you to not be successful. Are you willing to do that? You can sit here and learn from me all day in these videos, all day, these books, all day, but it doesn't matter what you learn. What the hell do you do with it? Do you take this and apply it in some place past your point of comfort? If you can't do that, you don't get what you want. And I don't feel sorry for you, because those that are willing to do it, they get the outcome. You can't poo-poo them. You can't diminish them. You can't talk bad about them. It is not accidental when someone is successful. You may not like who they are, but they did that work in the dark to shine like that. There's no way around it. So are you willing to do that? So the idea that you have in your head of want to be a seven-figure speaker, keep the idea. But realize this, seven-figure speakers, they don't think differently by accident. They train it. They rewire themselves at an identity level to be somebody different, to where after a while, I don't even know any difference from who I am from who I used to be. It's just who I am now. And if you want to adopt this mental model that makes scaling inevitable, start with the identity and systems. These systems and this process can be found at speaktofreedom.com. This is what I do. I live this, I breathe this myself as a speaker, and with our almost 1,000 clients we've worked with that are wanting to get on stage and serve the same way that you likely want to. If you want help with this, reach out. Go to speaktofreedom.com. If you want more information, then by all means, follow along, and I'll see you in the next video.